Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh. I am like sitting here and I'm like, why can I not get my face onto this screen? So I'm using StreamYard, and in StreamYard, they've got these cool things. So you can do like a different background. Let me see if it'll let me do it here. Okay, so I have this one. I don't know if I can do it while I'm on live, but then I have this one. This is for my How To Boot Camp. Then I have this one. Okay, so the funny thing is this is the background, but there's also one that's the overlay, and I accidentally made one that's blue. So I kept pushing that because I was trying to take the construction one off. So of course it's covering my face. Like watch, it'd be like that. Okay. So I had that on and I'm like, I didn't realize it at the moment. So if you're using StreamYard, make sure you're not hitting overlay and that you're hitting the background. So that's my tip for you today. So I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like, what's happening? And I thought, okay, well, I could go live each place individually because it's like 7 places, but this will take a long time. So anyway, I'm always full of those tips, aren't I? If you're with me tonight, please say what's up and tell me, where are you in our beautiful world? Where are you? What location are you in? And it's warm. It's summertime, but I'm actually freezing down here. I had to put this kind of fall shirt on. So I want to talk to you guys tonight about some things, and it's really I come up with my lives based on surveys that people fill out for me, and about conversations that I've had in the past like 6 days. And anytime I see a common thread, and I have to address it, right? So have you ever felt like you're stuck? Have you ever felt like sorry, that's my dog, that you're meant for more, that you've got this great business, but you've had all these people tell you all these things, and maybe they felt yucky. Maybe they felt icky. Maybe you were told that you had to, when you started a business, that you had to message every single person you knew and told them that you're selling something and that they should buy it. And maybe that made you feel uncomfortable, right? And so I don't know. Do you have a story like that? Oh, look at this one. Oh my goodness. Look where you are. Look where Sheldon is. In Canada. Oh my gosh. What's your weather like, my friend? So I talk to a lot of people and I hear this common thread, and it's like that they've been told so many different things, and then it didn't feel right with them. And then what the crazy thing is, that's what I went through for myself. So I had been an entrepreneur. Okay. So I've been an entrepreneur at this point now at 30 years. Okay. But previously it was, I'd say I had been an entrepreneur for like, let's say 10 or 15 years. Right. And I had a whole set process, my blessing method that I teach you guys, right? I knew all these things. I'd been a sales professional. I knew all these things. But yet, I was allowing people to tell me to go do this, go do this. And what was happening to me is I knew that this didn't seem like the right way as far as sales go, because like I said, I was a professional salesperson. I knew that if you talk to people and you don't pre-qualify, that you will come across as pushy. I knew that. I knew that if you message people and you tell them that you're in a challenge or that you need it, for me, it just didn't feel authentic. It just felt like I was begging people to order from me or to do something for me. And that's not how I wanted to run my business. I wanted to run it from a place of service, the way that I have always run businesses or how I worked in different industries. So for me, it was really holding me back. I could not team build. I was having such a hard time because it didn't feel good to me. And so as I'm talking to people and I hear their stories and I hear how they're desperate to change their business, they're desperate to make more money, and then they feel conflicted because they've been told, well, write a list of 100 people and message them all in and ask them to do this or ask them to do this. But they're skipping that. Number one, attracting people to them. Number two, they're skipping pre-qualifying. That's what I do with a survey. You could do it with a series of questions, but this is my philosophy. And honestly, guys, I learned it in college. It's sales 101. You always want to pre-qualify before you talk to someone. Because if you don't find out what they're interested in and you just keep talking, what does it do, guys? Type it below. It turns people off, right? And I always talk about, like, think about it. If you went into a car dealership, see, I used to sell cars, right? If you went to a car dealership and you've got 9 children, Okay. And you just walk in and the salesperson is like, hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in today. Hey, you look like you'd like a convertible. I've got this cute little red convertible over here. It's just a two-seater. And they never said to you, what are you in the market for? What brings you in today? What are you looking for? Come sit down. Let me ask you a series of questions. When they skip that pre-qualifying phase, they waste people's time, right? If they have 9 children, they were in there to buy a vehicle so they can transport all 9 children plus the mom and dad and maybe grandma and grandpa. They need a van. They need some sort of vehicle that's large, maybe a little bus, but not a two-seater, right? So they're in there and they're listening to the salesperson talk about why the salesperson loves that two-seater red convertible. And the salesperson goes on, and now they've wasted time. They've wasted their precious time. And, they left that dealership feeling that they weren't heard. They left there feeling yucky because it was all about the salesperson. And I never wanted that. And most of the people that I talk to nowadays, that's in the situation they're in. They feel like they're just talking and talking. They're showing up live and they're talking and talking. They've got these groups. Maybe they've got 10 or more groups that they're posting in, and they're talking and talking, but they're not converting into sales. And what I will say to you all that you're watching is that it might be because what you're talking about is not of interest to them. If you just had everyone invite their friends, and there was no series of questions before they got into the group to find out what the group was about or for you to learn about them so you knew what to talk about, you could have missed the mark there. So that's a little bit of pre-qualifying, right? If you didn't have a survey or some other series of questions before people got into the group to find out what they're interested in, how could you possibly know, right? So maybe you're in an industry and you're in health and wellness, right? And maybe you're all about vegan, let's say, and vitamins. And you told everyone, invite your friends to the group, and there's no series of questions before they get in that say, are you a vegan? Are you interested? This group is about vitamins and being vegan, right? They didn't know anything about it, and they just accepted the invite, and you just allowed them to come in. What happens is every time you go live and you start talking about your passion for veganism and vitamins, right? I put these two together. It just came to my head right now. You're turning these people off, and you don't mean to. It's just, it wasn't a good fit. So there's these things, guys, when you're working, whether it's online or offline, that you want to do. And you want to be consistent. And do you know what will happen when you're consistent? Well, you're going to save time. You're going to get in front of the people that want your product or service. You're not going to feel yucky. And if you're finding out what people are interested in before you open your mouth, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to feel yucky or icky again. Why? Because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about serving. It's totally about serving. So, think about your last interactions, maybe the last 6 months. Take a look in your own personal VIP group. Is it about serving? Is it about providing value? Is it about helping others? Or is it, I am having a sale. I need to sell 20 of these protein shakes. These are not the ones that were recalled, by the way. I need to sell 20 of these protein shakes by Saturday. I need to sell, what are these? Post-it notes, okay? I'm in a challenge to sell 55 Post-it notes. Think about that. It's about you being in a challenge. It has nothing to do with the person, right? Now, what if you could flip that around? What if you could find out who was actually interested in buying your protein shake? And then telling them how it will benefit them and closing the deal. Money changes hands. They purchase it from you. What if you could find out who is in need for Post-it notes with little tabbies on them, okay? And you could tell them how much it was, and you can have it shipped to them, or they could pick it up, and you can close the sale. Imagine. See, they're happy, you're happy, and you didn't have to beg them. Okay, you didn't have to have any pity sales. So I just want you to know, and I just want you to be reassured, because if you're at a place in your business where you're on the fence of like, should I continue with my business? Should I close up my shop? Should I just go with another company? Should I just do this? I want you to ask yourself, before you make these decisions, ask yourself, what is your sales process? Do you have a sales process? And that does not involve asking people, right, to help you because you're in a challenge, asking people to help you to win an award. But do you have a process? And I'll share mine. This is my blessing method. This is my 5-step, and you're welcome to use it. Attract people to you. So step 1 is attract. So how are you attracting people to you instead of you chasing them? Number 2 is pre-qualifying. How are you finding out what people are interested in before you open your mouth to tell them what you have? Number 3, how are you presenting effectively, fast, in 15 minutes or less, and only talking about what they're interested in? How are you doing this? What about your referrals? Number 4, are you gaining referrals every single time with a strategic referral process? And are your team members, so it's referrals / team members, depending, right? Or affiliates. And number 5 is, how are you retaining these clients utilizing automation? So attract, pre-qualify, present, referrals, team members, affiliates, automation, and retention. So if when I listed that, you thought to yourself, you're like, oh crap, I don't have that. I was just showing up live. Then don't quit your business, okay? Because you didn't have a process. Give it another shot. And this is the thing. If you're in one company and you didn't set up a sales process, and you go to another company and you don't set up a sales process, then what's going to happen? You're going to go to another and another and another and another. So you have to have a sales system, a process. You have to have a recipe of what you're going to do every single day in order to be successful. Now, I've run a restaurant. I had a restaurant when I was 21 years old. I had a salon when I was 19, direct sales almost 20 years. I'm a sales strategist. I go into businesses online and in person, and I find their potholes, their little areas that are costing them time, money, and causing frustration that they didn't even realize that they had. And so that's what I'm telling you, is that sales process is a really big thing. And I would say the majority of people that I talk to, or when they fill out my survey and I say, what is your process for gaining leads, for following up, for gaining referrals? And typically it's, I'm winging it. I have Post-its. I don't have a system. It never occurred to me to have it. I just show up and try to get leads every day. I never follow up with the old ones because I don't have the words to say, or I don't want to bother anybody, because if they didn't seem interested, they ghosted me the first time, then I'm not going to follow up. Well, really, guys, that the key in business, aside from having a process, is also having a process for following up. Most people are not going to respond the first time. So you have to follow up a second time. Right? So I have affiliates, right, who are Blessing Method affiliates, that they share my programs, right? And so right now I'm giving them 50%, right? So they're getting paid 50% when someone joins my How to Business Bootcamp, okay? So it's free to become an affiliate with me, right? And so I give them a guide and I say, here's a texting script, here's an email script, here's a voicemail, here's a social media post. And I got a message the other day and said, Erica, I don't know why you give us all this information in your affiliate guide, because people are just going to post one time on social media. And I said, you know what? This is a great opportunity to follow kind of like a system and get used to messaging in different ways, because most people are not going to answer the first time. And the other thing is, you got to think about Facebook, right? So there's thousands and billions and bazillion people out there right now, but not everyone knew I was going live, right? Not everyone was available right now. So if I now send this video via email, I make sure it's on my TikTok and my Pinterest and my LinkedIn and my YouTube, there's a greater chance, right? And then if I follow up again and I say, hey, Marcia, just checking in. I just want to make sure you saw my video from the other day. I really think it might help you because I know that you were on the fence about your business. You see, guys, it's strategy. Okay. So I hope that, it was on my heart, because I talked to so many people who are ready to throw in the towel. And I just want to say is that don't give up on one business and then go repeat the same thing in another. Of course, if you're not happy with whatever's going on, start your own business, do something else. I'll be there to support you. But will you give me that pinky promise? Come on, pinky promise over here, okay? Whatever you do, that you have a strategy. I even teach the Girl Scouts, right? How to sell the cookies. And when we do our presentation, we talk about what is your strategy? How are you going to handle it if somebody says no? What if they say they don't have cash? What if they don't want to eat them? What if they have allergies? What do you say? That's their strategy. Who are you going to reach out to first, right? And then, how are you going to follow up if somebody says, oh, yes, catch me next time? What's your system? Okay. Again, selling Girl Scout cookies, selling hot dogs, selling candy bars, football tickets, having a business where you do nails or shakes or anything like that, or a coaching practice or a dentist, anything. Do you get the idea what I'm saying, guys? That you have to have a strategy. Please tell me, did anything that I just said resonate with you? Did it hit home like, whoa, I forgot to have a strategy? A lot of times people start businesses because they love the product. So let's say you love shakes. So you started a shake business, but you hadn't thought about, there's a process, right? Or a lot of times like businesses just pop up out of necessity. Maybe you had to learn, let's say tutoring, maybe Orton Gillingham or something. I'm dyslexic and so are my children. So maybe you learned, this for dyslexia. So you wanted to start teaching people, but you still needed to have a system, right? Because you're going to have clients. How are you going to take care of the clients, right? So tell me below, what are your thoughts on that? I am so sorry. My dog is so loud. This collar, he's got like all these different charms on it. I want to look at my comments here. Oh my gosh. So it's 75 degrees in Canada right now where Sheldon is. It was 104 degrees here in Maryland earlier today. I know the weather is a little crazy. So I love to hear where everyone is from. We've got New York. Oh my gosh. I'm streaming in a bunch of different places because I have to go get my daughter shortly. But, I just wanted to just bring this up. Okay, guys. So if there's anything I can do to help you, I would love to. So I want to offer you something. Okay. If you're on the fence about your business, or you're like, you know what, I want to do more. Maybe you've hit $1 million and you want to do 2 million. Maybe you hit $200 and you want to hit $2,000. Whatever it is, okay, I'd love to chat with you. So this is 15 minutes, a business chit chat with me, and maybe I could give you some insight on your business. I can look at it and I can offer you some tweaks that you can make and take action if you're interested. If you want to, go to blessingmethod.com. And when you get to my site, look for the little box that says free gift. And that will take you to my survey. You have to fill out a business survey so I can be prepared for our session. It's going to be 15 minutes. We set the clock and the timer. And I know I will have your survey in advance. I print it out. Chris, do I have one here? Sorry. This one. So I print the surveys out in advance. I know exactly what I'm going to share. I do a little research beforehand and I help people. And I want to help you too, because sometimes as the seasons change, we start thinking, I'm going to do something else. We get that little itch. And I would hate for people just to start changing businesses or changing things when it was really, they needed 2 tweaks, Sometimes I look at people's social media and I'm like, wow, this is why you're not selling anything. Or did you see this? See, nobody knows what you do. Or that's the name of your company. I didn't know that that's what you did. So I will be direct and sweet, of course. But if you are someone who really wants to make a difference in your business, I'll chat with you for 15 minutes. Take a look at my site. Maybe there's something you're interested in there, but go to the one that says a gift. It's got a little bow on it. And I think it just says free gift. Anyway, click on that. It'll take you to my business survey and that'll direct you to my calendar. Find a slot that's good for you in the next 2 weeks. And let's just chat for 15 minutes. I really want to help you. It's been on my heart today and it's been really heavy. I just feel sad when I know that I can help people, right? And there's people that are suffering and they're just working so many hours, taking time away from their family, pouring in so much money into specific areas of their business, which I know that they might not need to do. And that just breaks my heart. But it just breaks my heart. So I hope to talk to you guys, and I hope that this was helpful. And we're supposed to have a social media workshop on Wednesday. However, I have to do something with a dealership on Wednesday. So we're going to postpone it, but it's going to be even more fabulous. I believe it's the following Wednesday is when we're going to do it. So, and then if you have my social media content, the new one comes out on the 1st. So I do 30 days of content. I tell you exactly what to post in your group, on your page, on your profile. If you're waiting for that, that'll be in your account on the 1st. Guys, if you have anything that I can ever help you with, please don't hesitate to ask. And I hope that you will, fill out my business survey. Even just doing that, if you don't want to have a chit chat with me, I think it'll give you some insight onto things you can do in your business. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you watch this replay, and I'll see you soon. Bye.